10 mind-blowing facts about the human brain. Have you ever been curious about the workings of your brain? It's an amazing organ that controls how you think, learn, remember, and even feel. Here, we've collected 10 mind-blowing facts about the human brain that will not only amaze you but may also change the way you think about the inner workings of your mind. From the sheer power of the brain to the surprising things it can do, these facts will blow your mind. Before we go on, like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos. Let's get started. 1. The human brain weighs 3 pounds. One of the most fascinating facts about the human brain is its weight. It is a relatively small organ compared to other body parts, but it is undoubtedly the most vital one. The human brain weighs an average of 3 pounds, making it the heaviest organ in proportion to body weight. To put it into perspective, it only constitutes 2% of our body weight, but it requires 20% of our oxygen and energy to function correctly. 2. It comprises 60% of fat and is one of the fattest organs in the human body. Yes, you read that right. Your brain isn't fully formed until age 25. Brain development begins from the back of the brain and works its way to the front. Therefore, your frontal lobes, which control planning and reasoning, are the last to strengthen and structure connection. Our brain is one of the fattest organs in our body, with about 60% of its weight made up of fat. But before you start worrying about your brain adding to your waistline, know that this fat is essential for the proper functioning of the brain. The fat in our brain is made up of a type of fat called phospholipids, which play a crucial role in maintaining the structure and integrity of our brain cells. 3. Human brain has the capacity to generate approximately 23 watts of power when awake. Yes, you read that right. The human brain is not only the most complex organ in our body, but also one of the most powerful. Our brains are responsible for everything from breathing and heart rate to thinking, feeling, and creating. When we are awake, our brains are capable of generating up to 23 watts of power, which is enough to power a light bulb. 4. Of the total blood and oxygen that is produced in our body, the brain gets 20% of it. It may seem surprising that a single organ could use up such a large proportion of our body's resources. Brain information travel up to an impressive 268 miles per hour. When a neuron is stimulated, it generates an electrical impulse that travels from cell to cell. A disruption in this regular processing can cause an epileptic seizure. But when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. After all, the brain is responsible for controlling every aspect of our physical and mental functioning, from regulating our breathing and heartbeat to processing sensory input and generating thoughts and emotions. 5. When the blood supply to the brain stops, it is almost after 8 to 10 seconds that the brain starts losing the consciousness. Our brains rely heavily on a constant flow of blood and oxygen to function properly. When this supply is cut off, whether due to a sudden trauma or a gradual deterioration, the brain begins to lose consciousness. This can lead to serious complications such as brain damage or even death if the oxygen deprivation is not remedied quickly. 6. The brain is capable of surviving for 5 to 6 minutes only if it doesn't get oxygen, after which it dies. The brain is an incredibly complex and vital organ in the human body, and it requires a steady supply of oxygen to function properly. Without oxygen, the brain cells begin to die off, and irreversible brain damage can occur. In fact, after just a few minutes without oxygen, the brain will start to shut down, and within 5 to 6 minutes, irreversible brain damage will occur, ultimately leading to death. 7. The blood vessels that are present in the brain are almost 100,000 miles in length. It's hard to believe that the blood vessels in our brain can be stretched out for almost 100,000 miles. It's a myth that you only use 10% of your brain. You actually use of it. Yes, even when you are sleeping. Neurologists confirm that your brain is always active. This is because the brain requires a constant flow of oxygen and nutrients to function correctly. These blood vessels play a crucial role in keeping the brain alive and functioning at optimal levels. They are so delicate that a small tear or rupture in any of these blood vessels can lead to serious brain damage. 8. There are 100 billion neurons present in the brain. It's incredible to think that there are 100 billion neurons in our brain. Each neuron is a specialized cell that sends electrical and chemical signals to other neurons and parts of the body. These neurons are connected by synapses, which allow the signals to travel between them. 9. In early pregnancy, the neurons develop at an alarming rate of 250,000 per minute. It's amazing to think about just how much growth and development occurs in the brain during the early stages of pregnancy. In fact, the rate of neuron development during this time is truly mind-boggling, with an average of 250,000 neurons being generated every single minute. 10. As we grow older, we are unable to remember new things. This fact is not necessarily surprising, but it is certainly fascinating to explore the reasons behind it. As we age, our brain undergoes changes that affect its ability to store and recall information. For one, the hippocampus, a part of the brain responsible for forming new memories, begins to shrink as we get older. Additionally, the communication between neurons becomes less efficient, leading to slower processing and retrieval of information. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.